Jerry Weiers, Mayor of Glendale, Arizona. We're out here at Gripstick. Gripstick is our public safety training facility that is just a little bit east of Luke Air Force Base on Glendale Avenue. And out here they actually allow the police and the fire departments to train. They have all sorts of different things out here.
Post 2469, fall in.
At the same time, they also have a program for the younger adults called the Explorers, Police Explorers. And we're going to go into the program today talking about the Explorers and some of those things available, so stay tuned.
Post 2469, hoorah!
With me here today in the city's Emergency Operations Center, I have Sergeant Frank Sankhagowit and Detective Dan Mooney, the Glendale Police Department. They'll share with us what the Explorer program is and how the Explorers serve our community. And then later in the show, we'll introduce you to a couple of these impressive young folks who are currently police explorers. So thank you guys for being here today. Why don't we just start off with, tell us a little bit about the Police Explorer program.
Yes, Mayor, first of all, thank you for having us here. Basically, the Police Explorers is a youth group that it's for young adults from the ages of 14 and a half to 21 years of age, where basically we give them a taste of police work and what we do within the Glendale Police Department. We show them various aspects of the job, such as patrol procedures, communications, defensive driving, just many things that officers would do in a more condensed version.
Now you said 14 and a half.
Yes, sir.
Is there any reason for that?
It's part of Learning for Life, where the Explorers are part of the Boy Scouts of America / Learning for Life, and that's a rule that they have. They have to promote from the 8th grade in order to become eligible to become a police explorer.
And then can you give us a little bit of history and an overview of the program?
Let's go for a run.
The program with Glendale is the oldest ongoing law enforcement explorer post in the state. Kind of the history with Glendale is, we've had a lot of officers who have promoted through the Explorer Post all the way up to our Assistant Chief. Assistant Chief Lively has been one of our police explorers in the past. Typical lifespan for the explorers is about a year and a half for them to be in the post and then to move on to bigger and better things, whether that's to be a police officer, either here with Glendale Police Department or with other agencies throughout the valley, or just leadership roles within the valley with other companies.
You're sort of competing with Boy Scouts and Civil Air Patrol, but you're really not either. You're giving them much better experiences, chances to see other things and kind of determine what they want to do in their future.
Correct. All the kids in the post are wanting to be law enforcement officers in the future, but we don't just gear towards law enforcement officers. We're wanting them to be leaderships within the community and to build upon that so that we can have a better community, not just good officers.
You've been looking at my way.
Call it the party gone bad.
Start taking notes. I didn't do nothing, man.
So what kind of experiences would you say the explorers get?
They get to hang out with us, the police advisors. We have many officers that will dedicate their time to the program.
Identify what happened, take good notes on it, okay? Because you're going to have to write a report on this.
And to answer your question, probably the most favorite thing that they do are the ride-alongs, where they can ride with a patrol officer for their 10-hour shift to experience the calls that the officers go on.
45 Adam in a second unit for the family fight.
Another thing that they really enjoy is working down in the communications center, where they could listen in on 911 calls and even field some of the lower priority calls for service. If a citizen calls in about, hey, what's going on here? If it's a non-emergency thing, they can help answer questions. Some of the things I think they really enjoy the most is, the explorers will participate in competitions with other explorer posts throughout the valley and sometimes throughout the nation, where we'll train them and they get to do police stuff, police things with other explorer posts, such as they'll do a high risk stop scenario where they can show their skills against other posts, and whoever gets the best score will win the prize per se. We've done things such as compete in SWAT competitions where they do physical fitness tests.
Really?
Yeah. And they really put their heart into it and their effort, and it's amazing to watch them, get the prize at the very end. We've won several, first place prizes in the last couple of years just because of their dedication and the dedication of the officers, participating in the program.
If you would, tell me a little bit more about the officers and the post advisors, and then a follow-up. Explain how to get more involved in that program.
Basically, right now, as I stated, we have about 11 police officers that are Explorer advisors, and between the 11 of us, we have over 120 years of experience. The most experienced advisor has 35 years on the police department to our very newest officer with 2 years on. Myself, I have 21 years on with the Glendale Police Department. What's really neat for me was back 21 years ago, I used to be a police explorer myself. And, I was very fortunate to get hired at a very young age with the Glendale Police Department. And about 2 years ago, they opened up a position for head explorer advisor. I was fortunate enough to get that awesome responsibility. Chance to pay back.
Sure.
And it's amazing that I went from explorer, to police officer. Now I'm in charge of the Explorer Post, and just to give back to them and give back to the community, it's an awesome experience. It takes up a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort to make it run good, but when you see the success stories from the explorers, that makes it worthwhile.